he kills characters left, right, and center. Main characters, he doesn't give a shit, man. Whatever he feels.
Those tend to be the
he
more interesting stories because
It is
they
a
feel
very
more real.
interesting story, yeah. But the thing is, it is for maybe some of you not know, but probably many of you know with the Chainsaw Man. There is it is a universe where devils.
Sorry, I thought of something funny because you said he kills like all main characters, and I'm just thinking George Al Maltin.
Who? What is up, Chicken Shotgun Nation? It is us, your hosts, Romano. We have Joe the Immoral, and we have Baniel the Maniel. Today's episode, I wanted to discuss a few things. Well, not discuss, more like it's a bit of a topic that's at least a little bit deep in my heart. So it's mainly anime and how it has kind of impacted us over the years. Because, goddamn, if you say you liked anime 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you're gonna get bullied, brother. I'm sorry. You're gonna get bullied.
I think that's still the case.
But these days it's like hip or some
that's
shit.
still the fucking case. Like if somebody tells me they like anime, I'm gonna bully them.
What?
Fuck, we found the bully.
We found the bully? What? Of course it's the Brokeback Mountain guy with his fucking cowboy hat. Of course, right? What other deep thoughts does he have that I have recorded that I will leave? What? What? Blackmail.
FBI, open up.
FBI. So, have any of you seen any anime or maybe read something manga or heard maybe something that's maybe recently trending?
I know that it exists. I used to go to a school where there was a lot of enthusiasts of,
You mean
of
weebs?
anime.
Weeaboo Jones?
Yeah.
Can I have that pussy, please?
Yeah.
I mean, recently.
The closest thing I think that I've seen that kind of resembles what I believe, I guess. Like I don't know, I don't know why I relate it to anime, but like Filthy Frank.
Yeah,
For some reason, like
Weeaboo
that's
Jones.
really like I don't know. It's the same kind
Yeah.
of like that's the
That's a
I don't know.
classic, man. That video is such a classic.
I don't know, man.
Also, for those of you that may not know, there was a YouTuber that looks a lot like Joji, the singer.
Damn.
That Filthy Frank, he stopped uploading. He quit YouTube, but he used to do like very filthy videos before YouTube had the whole algorithm of
That
taking
was
down anything inappropriate.
YouTube's golden age. That was
Yeah.
the golden age
Yeah.
of YouTube.
And one of the videos, it's about like weeaboos, and they sacrifice. They found like a guy called Weeaboo Jones.
Yeah.
And we also sacrificed a guy that we know whose actual name is Jones. I'll put a quick cut with censored faces maybe as a reference because we had to sacrifice that guy. And what about you, Daniel?
Me, I mean, I don't really follow up with current anime, but I do watch some of the older ones like One Piece, Naruto, which
What nerd? You watch anime?
no, One Piece still goes on at the moment, and Naruto stopped a while ago, but there's a sequel which I don't like. I'm not even gonna mention the name because it's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace.
It's like season 2 of Westworld, man.
Season 2 was not that bad. Season
you-
3, however, was horrible.
Okay. I thought you didn't like season 1. Oh, sorry, you liked season 1 and that's it.
No, season 1 was great. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 is dog shit.
Right. Okay.
Uh,
The only thing I know from recent anime is the Jujutsu Kaisen memes.
Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
I do win.
I do win. Because spoiler alert, one of the big guys dies, and before he dies, he's like has like a whole panel of the page on the manga. It's like, nah, I'd win. And then like a few chapters later, he's split in half.
I don't know,
So-
I haven't seen any of these. I'm completely uninformed when it comes to anime and generally like manga and anime and these kind of things. I know absolutely nothing.
But you do watch anime, Quentin Tarantino movies.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess like there's
That's
a
like
there's a
live
degree
action,
of anime in like Kill Bill, right?
Yeah.
Like, even the whole Japanese influence and stuff like that. So I guess like maybe that's the closest thing I've gotten to anime is like Kill Bill, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like the shows, like the series and the fucking this like Dragon Ball, Naruto's. I
Yeah.
haven't seen any of them. I don't. You're
should.
gonna have to like educate me. as to
Naruto maybe
why
not so
I
much.
should.
Yeah, Naruto's cringe, bro.
I don't know. I personally don't like watching cartoons because I like there to be some degree of like realism and what there is depicted on screen in terms of like the the visuals.
Actually, those aren't cartoon. How dare you?
Animated content, I suppose.
Actually, this reminds me of like there are actually some people who used to get triggered. Like, "No,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
call
yeah.
them cartoons.
No, I don't
So,
think
like, what's
they-
the difference
I
between a
don't-
cartoon and an anime?
Okay,
Exactly.
Yeah. pretty much.
yeah.
Not
But
much.
still, like,
Anyways, but the thing is,
one is Asian Japanese. Mm.
And the other one isn't.
That
yeah,
one
basically.
isn't. Yeah.
But isn't there also like American anime? Isn't
N-
it just
no,
like a style of cartoon, like
yeah.
a specific
No, but
way of creating them?
there isn't really, because they're both done digitally now at this point. I mean, sure,
Yeah,
they're
there's
done
nobody drawing like
differently.
frames anymore, but
Yeah.
the like visual style of these the type anime type content and the way they tell their stories with like the way the I don't know. It's just like I had seen a video at one point, like when they
Which one?
fight,
What?
they have like really exaggerated fight sequences with like
mhm.
fucking.
Yeah.
The fuck are you on about? Is it only
Sasuke!
anime that comes from Japan, or is it that the style of
No,
the
no,
medium that
it's
it
just
is?
it's just the ones that come
Yeah.
from Japan.
Right.
Like there's a lot of anime with very different styles, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like just because it comes from Japan, they call it anime, and then the other one that is like American or from anywhere else is called cartoon.
So
Right.
yeah, basically the same for manga. So manga is basically a comic, but for them
Yeah.
they call it manga, right?
Yeah.
And they have their own descriptive style, and usually it's black and white. Some colored panels, but mainly it's black and white. If you kind of compare both, they're
So manga is just a Japanese comic book.
50-50, but it's like more of anime-ish because there is also comics where it's Americanized comics, but manga usually it would have this type of thing where it's like black and white panel where
Mhm.
you read it from as well from right to left, and it has this certain distinctive thing because yeah they read the other-
Japanese read from right to left.
Yeah.
they read words from, as far as I know, from left to right, but pages are from right to
yeah,
left,
exactly.
something like that.
As
So
far
like,
as I know,
yeah.
You have to go through the book backwards.
yeah,
Pretty
basically.
much, yeah.
It doesn't feel that weird
that,
after a
that's-
few times though.
Huh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Just for wanted to bring up. So there is an anime called One Piece, which is about pirates,
Yeah.
right? And I just want to bring out that One Piece, which was created by Eiichiro Oda, right? It has
Yep.
been airing since October 20, 1999 till now. Still not finished, by the way. Weekly with 1,114 chapters at the moment. Which is, by the way, for those of you that watched
actually
all
more,
of them,
more.
a
There's,
bit, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not mentioning specials. I'm
Yeah.
just,
How many fucking episodes is that?
1,114 episodes.
no, that's
Fifty.
And they air
those are
every
the
week?
chapters though, or the episodes.
The episodes.
Okay.
You have new episodes every
The
week
chapters-
since 1999.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
The
that's
I
a lot.
believe the chapters are like a few more, but it's very close to a chapter episode.
Yeah.
And
Right.
which I wanted to mention for those that have watched every single one of them or read every single one of them, it is equivalent of 450 hours or 18 days straight.
That's actually less than I thought.
Yeah,
But here's the thing:
it seems like that much.
it is equivalent of a time taken to reach an intermediate level on a musical instrument, learn a programming language, or write a novel.
18 days. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you can't write a novel in 18 days.
Yeah. Or
No, I'm saying 24 hours, like non-stop. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you write
make,
an hour to a day,
make it 30 days. Make it a month. You can't write a novel in a month.
in a month, some people will off. Usually it's 3 months, but they usually put like average novel duration is 3
even like
months.
to get good at an instrument.
Yeah,
can you do that in a
takes
month?
years.
Like you
No,
can't
I
do
said
that in a month.
intermediate level.
But
Even intermediate. Like if I know nothing about guitar, I pick up a guitar. I guarantee in a month I'm not at the intermediate level.
No, but if you like if you practice weekly for 20 minutes, from
yeah, like,
1999
right,
till now,
Right.
you might have some
fair.
skill.
Like if I do
Yeah.
it all day, every day for a month straight, yeah, probably I get somewhere. I get you.
Yeah, but the thing is, when it comes to that, it doesn't. At certain point, you don't need to do more because if you just do it 15, 30 minutes a day, and you're a beginner, within a few months you're gonna.
Yeah, I get you. But like, if you compress that time
Anymore,
frame
it's-
down and you
Yeah,
do
when you compress
every
it to-
fucking day for
Yeah,
a
that-
month, then you,
no,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure you can pick it up quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's one longest thing. And the thing is, I think they're getting close to concluding it. So the
Yeah.
story is, Daniel, since you like the show,
Yeah.
if you could explain a little bit.
About the story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh no, that's hard to well.
like the premise.
The synopsis, yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they call it.
yeah.
Of it is, guy gets inspired by a pirate to become a pirate and wants to become the best, the king of the pirates, and then he goes through a journey with multiple people that he comes across with, to get to that point.
It's
So
just
far, he
th-
hasn't gotten.
This
that
is the
point.
one with the guy that has like really stretchy
Yeah,
arms.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but Daniel, of course,
Actu-
missed
actu-
out on a few key aspects because it's called One Piece, isn't it? Because the previous pirate king that got executed
Yeah.
buried treasure called One Piece.
Yeah, exactly. The quest to become the Pirate King is to
Mm.
find this treasure that he left called the One Piece. They don't even know if it's true, although at this point it's more like the main character doesn't know if it's true because they keep revealing, oh, it must be true. Like
imagine,
it's there.
imagine after like 2000 episodes, it is not the destination. It is the friends we made along the way. Ending.
I hope it doesn't have that ending, man.
But like, how do they come up with it? Like, do they? So this is a manga that was created into a TV show, or is this just
Yeah,
a TV show from
usually
the start?
it's usually most of the
Source-
time, almost every time it's like that.
Source
First they-
material.
yeah.
Yeah. So
like-
is the source material finished?
Manga.
Yeah,
No.
like think about the Marvel movies. Like there would be like the comics, and then
Yeah,
they
yeah,
either
yeah.
adapt it or
But there's
they.
usually some creative freedom when the
Yeah, yeah,
adaptation of
yeah.
like
No,
Western comic books.
With anime, there isn't so much creative freedom. As in, like you have to follow the story. You could add a few things here and there just to fill the space because obviously.
So in this particular case, they're
Yeah.
creating the comic book and the show at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And
but the
sometimes
they aren't done yet.
No, but the show is behind the comic,
Yeah.
the manga.
Yeah, because obviously,
But
I mean, I
sometimes
guess it
what
takes more
happens-
time to create.
Yeah.
sometimes what happens is studios would reach the manga and then they have to create some filler episodes that are not
Yeah.
canon. So
Yeah.
they had like few months of
Right.
airing garbage
Co-
until the manga catches
Yeah.
up.
Because the problem is as well, some of them, like for example, One Piece, the manga chapters are really short, and an episode you could cover one and a half or two.
Yeah,
So you end up catching up unless they fill in the gaps with like extra material.
right.
You know, for a long time actually as well. One Piece for quite a while, the animation dropped really, like it was really mediocre or bad. But I think as well, besides the fact that the studio was like so busy with many projects, that they needed time to set up the next few arcs or stories that they needed to tell for the show. And now it's fucking insanely good. It's gotten really good animation wise.
But the thing I don't understand is like it's really difficult to write a show and continue a story. So if you're writing it while the show is being produced, right?
Yeah.
You don't know where you're going with it, and it's really easy to get in a situation where then things start to not make sense and there's plot holes and you're trying to like
Yeah.
kind of like it goes
Yeah.
too far
Naruto.
because it's like I mean if you've done it
Boruto.
for 20 fucking years you
Yeah.
write a story
Imagine.
consistently that keeps going on for
He-
20
but
fucking
here-
years.
But then you have also the editors and the studios chiming in that sometimes it's a benefit and sometimes it's a bad thing that
Yeah.
that happens. Where it helps, for example, in Dragon Ball, the creator, he used to forget or change so many details throughout the story that the editor will be like, "Hey, wait, we need to fix this up." Because
Yeah, that seems like something that's gonna happen,
Yeah.
especially
And-
if it goes over years.
Yeah, and then what happens is there's this whole thing. This isn't just to anime or manga, but in this case it happens where they're kind of being put in a box a bit, so they're thinking out of that box for the creativity that they weren't thinking before. Where the editor tells them to go to a certain direction, they need to go somewhere, and then he changes the story on the fly, and somehow it fucking really works. Like I don't know why. Like you think a planned story would work better, but since he was like the creator was working on the fly and changing things in a really transitional way. I don't
Mhm.
know. I don't know if that's the word. That the story then becomes even better than it was originally intended.
Oh no, I think there's a big danger of a story just transforming slowly and maturely into bullshit.
I mean,
If you
the
don't know
how
One
it
Piece
close
it.
that happened to One Piece, in my opinion.
If you
slay
don't
me.
know what ending you're aiming for, if you don't know how you're gonna close your story, there's a high chance that it's just going to transform into bullshit.
That's what
Or-
happened to me. Oh, to One Piece, I mean. To me as well. My story sucks now.
Or like the thing is like when you don't plan out your ending properly, once you eventually reach to it, it could be super anticlimactic and everyone's gonna be
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
disappointed.
This
The-
is like the I think the probably most famous example of that is the TV show Lost.
I don't know
Which
the ending, but it
They
was so
just
good.
kept on writing it and kept on writing it and coming up with more and more shit which like
Mystery
plot
and
holes,
mystery built, yeah.
mysteries upon mysteries upon mysteries. In the end, it's just fucking shit. Like it just
Right.
turned to shit.
Oh, what is this Black Mist? I don't know.
Yeah, studios affect a lot.
Just come up with like fucking there's a high taking LSD and just keep on writing shit.
Studios affect a lot how a story is going to go, and usually it ends up making it worse because, for example, the creator might have a vision, and again, like there are benefits sometimes, like I mentioned before, where somehow the story becomes better than it was originally intended. But a lot of times, then like the studio starts rushing the creator to do something. This happens even with video games, like with Metal Gear Solid. That happened, where the first 4 had amazing stories, and then the 5th one, you could feel it was kind of rushed story-wise.
I mean, this generally, I think it depends on there's two ways that can go. If you have a director who's open to collaborating, who has not vision that's set in stone, and then the studio can collaborate or other people can collaborate
Yeah,
with that
yeah.
director to make a story which is works as a whole. This is one thing, one situation. The other situation is if you have a director that has a vision, and then there's people that are trying to change that vision,
Mm-hmm.
that'll generally
Yeah.
get fucked.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, one of the I'm not sure if the ending is planned because there is an anime, well, manga at first, but then became super. It exploded popularity crazy called Chainsaw Man.
Mm.
And the thing is, the author is very weird. Like there is a video of him on YouTube pretending to levitate, like those like old quality, like really shitty quality, right? And he's a bit not okay in the head, right? But and the ending is coming soon, and I'm afraid that she's gonna cause. He kills characters left, right, and center. Main characters, he doesn't give a shit, man. Whatever he feels.
Those tend to be
he
the
can kill.
more interesting stories because
It is
they
a
feel
very
more real.
interesting story, yeah. But the thing is, it is for maybe some of you not know, but probably many of you know with the Chainsaw Man. There is it is a universe where devils.
Sorry, I thought of something funny because you said he kills like all main characters, and I'm just thinking George Al Maltin.
Who? Wait. I'm missing out.
The creator of no, I was gonna say Lord of the Rings.
No, the other
Oh,
one, the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He does
just
the same
put
thing.
The L's instead of the R's because he's Asian.
Racism.
So basically, it's a universe where devils are there and they kill people. Basically, whatever fear you have, right? A devil exists for it. So, like fear of guns, there is the gun devil. Like the more fear people have about it, the more powerful the devil is. Some of them have human form. Some of them are fucked up form. So people that are afraid of war, there is a devil called the War Devil, right?
Mhm.
And there's like the 4 Apocalypse Men. And then there is the Chainsaw Devil that apparently somehow is very, very powerful. And our protagonist, a very horny protagonist, by the way, who is basically, after his dad kicked the bucket, he left him with huge amounts of that. So the manga opens, I left my left ball and an eyeball. So he sold his testicle and also sold his eye. And he was still now I have only 200k to pay off, you know. I'm not joking. It fucking starts
fuck?
weird, man.
Man, some of these animes seem to be a bit fucking unhinged.
Yeah, but this
when
one,
it comes to like
Yeah.
the way they're set up, the
Yeah.
fucking stories they tell.
but this one, like it's really weird. But then it gets really interesting because there is the Devil Hunter Association, and the people there would make like contracts with devils, like with an exchange. So like one of them, it's like whenever they ask for help, it would eat a part of the body, like a fingernail or something like that. You know, so there's plus benefit. And the main character happens to somehow combine with like a very powerful chainsaw devil that has a very, very big power. But anyway, the thing is, there like how the author did it. It seems very different to like not this type of shit, like because there is in Japan there is this thing for manga called Shonen Jump, right, where every week they have to publish and keep on publishing and the popularity until it gets big, right? So it's kind of like, imagine you do weekly stories, right?
Mhm.
And depending how much people get hooked in and stuff like that. But the author seems to be doing things like quite differently than what others do. Instead of like friendship and power, he's like, this guy's dead. What can you do about it? And the thing is, they recently made recently-ish, they made an anime, and the thing is, I believe that the director was very heavily inspired from Quentin Tarantino, because first of all, the opening is just movie references, and in the anime, the director even told the voice actors to not sound cutesy and to speak normally. So like even the direction and the art and everything, it is very like, what if you take a fucked up TV show, realistic, like real one, and make it animated? You know,
Yeah.
so it's really
That's
really
an
cool.
interesting.
Yeah,
premise.
it
That's
is
a
very
interesting
interesting.
even how the way it's animated. Like there's some realistic aspects. If I
The
recall,
points
there
of
was-
views as well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
the number one thing I would say that I don't like about anime, and that's why I don't watch any of them. That and other it generally applies to cartoons, is the voice acting. It's just
Yeah,
I
sometimes it's
cannot
really
fucking
Yeah,
stand
sometimes
it.
it's bad.
I
unless
can't stand the voices. I just
unless it's
cannot.
ghost stories.
I
Yeah,
I
don't know what that
we
is.
showed you
Yeah.
once the ghost stories.
The crazy dubbed over voice. So let me just explain. So Ghost Stories dub. So I'm gonna have a piece of here saved. Fuji TV, who owned the series Western distribution rights. So in Japan, there's like studios that own the rights
Mhm.
of Western or whatever goes to the Western, how they take
Yeah.
their intellectual property and work over it. Approached the ADV films, the films that were doing it for the English dub, right? To produce an English dub for this. Fuji TV gave ADV film staff very few constraints when it comes to it, right? Basically, the rules were: one, don't change the character names, including the ghosts. Don't change the way the ghosts are killed, because there is Japanese folklore. And finally, do not change the core meaning of each episode. Those were the rules. And you know where it will go. I know where it will go. How did they not?
Yeah.
They-
So I mean, like generally, when it comes to dubbing, isn't it? You're supposed to like essentially translate bit by bit, like what people are
Yeah.
saying into another language, and make sure the meaning stays the same. In this case, they just threw all of that out the window and kind of made their own story
Hmm.
with just the voice acting,
Yeah.
right?
Yep,
And
that's-
it became unhinged as fuck. You did show me that; it's fantastic. I loved it. It's
The
amazing.
English dub deviates significantly from the original script while preserving the basic plot structure and storyline. The new script revolved around typical pop culture references, politically incorrect gags, fourth wall breaking jokes, and low and original shows low animation quality, the cliches, and poor lip syncing. There was one scene where there was really bad. Poor lip syncing, and the voice actor was like, "What the fuck? These lips are so fucking hard to sync." He just said that. He just said that in the episode.
Oh, legend.
But yeah, the English script was written by Stephen Forster and Lucan Duran. And from what I was doing research recently, I think Stephen Forster, he had this thing of just changing all the time. He had the history of having something and doing it his own way. Like he will find the biggest loophole just so he can fuck around with that. And there were like other like points where he just like completely came out with something of his ass. He has like a script. He's like he just starts doing random shit, you know.
I mean, like that's respectable. That can be fucking funny.
According to Foster, whoever showed up to the recording studio first for any given episode could improvise anything they wanted.
I honestly, it's like, I think people should do this more often. Like you take a foreign language show, and you
Yeah.
just dub it and essentially make it an entirely new thing, and try to make it as unhinged as
Yeah.
possible.
But
it'll be fucking.
it's
funny.
such a funny
That
moti-
will blow up.
It's such a funny motivation. It's like, bro, you come up first. You have some. You can like, you can improvise this, you know, and it's visible. Like it's heavily. It's like one. I remember like this. Like there's like this old man with like a grandma. And he's like, when this bitch kicks, I'm going to Vegas. It's just like what the fuck. Or the rabbit. The rabbit's like, it's not because you're. It could never work out. It's not because you're a rabbit, but because you're black. Just.
Unhinged.
Oh my god!
I
man.
love this
Some of it
unhinged shit.
really aged well. Some of them, or like there is like a recurring joke. Where we'll put here. It's like there's like these construction workers, and it's like recurring joke throughout each episode. It's like put up the boards putter, or like fill the holes, hole filler. Just like what the fuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh man! But yeah, I just want to say. So the Chainsaw Man apparently has sold over 5 million copies in its first year in 2021. coming close to the Dragon Ball second year sales that have sold
Boo.
6 million in
Boo.
1998, which is still very impressive for 1998 standards and even today's standards. So just to
Yeah.
shows you how Dragon Ball have exploded, and most of us knows about Dragon Ball, and Daniel is quite a big fan. That's
Number
his
one
thing.
fan.
He is number one fan. But basically, I did some research, and apparently Dragon Ball manga for it. First year, it only sold around 300,000, but then the second year, it skyrocketed to like 6 million. It blew up.
And what's
Yeah.
Dragon Ball about?
Originally, it was. Here's the thing, because again, he's one of those creators where I told you where the editors have to keep him in line. So
Right.
originally, it was just the original show, because there's 3. Well, there's 4, but one of them is not official. The original Dragon Ball was about a kid who had a monkey tail, and he was going on adventures into finding these things called Dragon Balls, which, when you gather them, they will grant you a wish. And also, then it evolved into about basically fighting and martial arts and trying to become the greatest fighter in the world. And then once that finished, they went to Z, which
Dragon
it-
Ball Z, which
yeah,
is the,
Dragon Ball
Mhm.
Z,
which
which is
afterwards.
basically about space Hitler.
What?
No, it's not. But part of it is.
How do you go from martial arts to space Hitler?
So, yeah, because basically the creator wanted to tie up. Okay, the boy has a tail, and no other person in that world had a monkey tail, even though they were human. At best, there was like other like talking tigers and whatever. There wasn't.
Isn't Dragon Ball that show that has like all these like insanely alien, weird looking
Yeah,
like
yeah,
creatures
yeah.
and shit?
Yeah, exactly. So
Right.
then, from the first sort of season, we call them arcs, but let's say season for the sake of
Mm.
it, of Z, it basically explores his origins, the main character's origins, and apparently he's like, it's a very Superman like story where he was from another planet and was sent to
Mm.
Earth, but he wasn't sent to Earth just because it was blowing up, which it did. Blow up his
Space
planet.
Hitler.
Yeah, Space Hitler blew it up.
Space Hitler blew up
Yes.
Dragon Ball Boy's planet,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he went to Earth.
Yeah, and he went to Earth, but basically he was sent to conquer it, not to like.
Ah.
But then he hit his head, and he got amnesia, so he forgot everything and he became a good boy.
Ah.
So yeah,
Right.
and then anyways, the story
Oh.
evolves from there.
Omni-Man?
But all of
Yeah,
it, but
it seems
the
like,
premise is about fighting and fighting stronger guys each time and getting stronger. That's the premise. Although
With superpowers.
yeah, although in Z, like there was an element of heroism somewhat, even though the creator didn't want that. So then there was Dragon Ball Super, which dumped the character down a lot and just made him like this fucking. Even you've seen some memes. Hey, it's me, Goku. I heard you're really strong. I heard your porn addiction's really strong. I want to fight it. Look, Kakarot, this cancer thing is pretty strong.
Carrot cake.
Yeah, but anyways,
I've
the
seen
What the hell, Virginia?
Super is basically like what is Marvel today. It's just there for entertainment and to sell merch
Right,
and
yeah,
toys and
okay.
whatever. That's
I mean,
all
I
it
suppose
is.
that there is a lot of opportunity for selling merch for these kind of shows,
Yeah.
especially if they've been around
Big-
for so long.
There
Yeah.
is some good parts of this show, the latest one, but
Then
overall,
they have like every time there's like he gets more powerful. First like Super Saiyan person. I mean Super Saiyan. You could go Super Saiyan with your like the whole yellow hair, then it turns white or whatever.
yeah.
Or
Though-
like with different levels, and it's basically like these superpowers and they fighting shit. I have only seen few
How
of
does
it.
that work? So so this is like the people in the show have superpowers.
yeah.
Martial arts, some sort of martial arts superpowers.
Yeah, but basically, there's like a lot of martial arts premise. In fact, the whole tail thing originally was an inspiration from like a mythical character from Japanese novels called Son Wukong.
which is the
Uh-huh.
monkey
Yeah,
king
yeah,
with
he-
the stick and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and
Right.
even the other characters in the original show, that's what they were after. But then Z, that all changed. It became
Mm.
something completely different. Yeah, and as time goes on and the characters get stronger, shit gets more elevated power-wise. Like these guys can blow up planets with the tip of their finger, you know.
Right.
Like-
So every time they
Some of them.
win a fight or something and get stronger, they
Y-
get
yeah,
they
the main
gain
character
some
does
sort of
because
supernatural power.
Yeah, the main
Okay.
character does basically every time he wins a fight, he gets stronger because he
Plot
has
armor.
like this plot armor where, oh, if he has a near-death experience, he's gonna get much stronger.
Is it the whole
Right.
concept of whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger?
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Oh, actually, there is a meme in Dragon Ball. There is a bean that if you eat it, you get really strong. It's like this wasn't a Zensu bean; it was fentanyl.
Oh yeah, Dragon
him
Ball.
fam.
Dragon Ball.
The meme culture.
The creator is the ultimate convenience master. Like there's these things called sensu beans in the show, for example,
Yeah.
where let's say you're almost dead from battle injuries, and this doesn't apply to sickness or whatever, just injuries. You just imagine you go to the gym, you worked your butt off like on lifting weights, and you're fucking destroyed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just take this and you're better. Then you can go again.
But was it
That
him?
seems like lazy writing.
Well-
Yeah, but it's I don't know why it's accepted.
but
like it's done really well somehow. Like it's not like there's some
The
story
the
element.
magic bean.
Yeah,
Make you
it's
feel
just
better.
like the Dragon Ball, even from the original series, is the type of show that I guess we're doing this now.
But
It's
isn't-
like you're okay with it.
I mean, like, yeah, if it's unhinged to some degree, like people will not care much
Yeah.
what you do with it writing wise. They'll just kind of enjoy the ride.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it a Dragon Ball author that like was a big ass troll? That's the biggest troll. Someone on like one of the authors on Twitter is like
Mhm.
like a really like a big troll. He
No.
trolls his community all the time.
No. He was
forgot who was
super
that.
reserved. Akira
Okay.
was super reserved. I don't think he even had social media.
Mm.
A guy was basically just in
He
his
passed away,
studio.
yeah.
Yeah, and passed away this
Recently.
year.
Mhm.
Year, I got really fucking sad because I watched not just Dragon Ball. He did a lot of other stuff, but
So
Dragon
what,
Ball.
was the show concluded when he died?
I mean,
Or are they gonna keep going?
well, it
with
was concluded arguably a long time ago before Dragon Ball Super. Then when Dragon Ball Super came around, he didn't really do much. He just put outlines, and then another guy called Toyotaro did all the drawing of the
Toyota.
mangas.
Yeah.
Toyotaro. Anyway, someone else was basically doing this story. So in
Right.
my opinion, it ended in the 90s. Like when,
Oh, that was a long time ago. Holy
Yeah.
shit. How long has this shit been around for?
well, it started in the late 80s, I think 88 or 89, and then it ended in mid 90s.
Man, it must have been
Original run.
expensive to fucking
Yeah.
produce
Now,
an animated show in the 80s.
Yeah.
now, the thing is, like, since Dragon Ball is focused on fighting and all that, there is a whole thing of some fights taking too fucking long, right?
Yeah.
So basically, just to tell you, there are around 187 fights in the Dragon Ball to the end of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
The longest one being 30 episodes.
The Frieza one. But that's because there was a lot of
Oh,
filler.
Is that just fighting for 30
fighting
fucking
Space Hitler.
episodes?
Sorry?
But
What?
like, isn't this the kind of show where like you have fight sequences of people just like essentially like levitating and flying around, and beating the shit out of each other in the sky?
Yeah.
Is that? But like, if you're gonna watch that for an entire episode, doesn't that get a bit boring?
there was a whole thing about, but then different shit's happening in the background as well
yeah,
that they
the-
put on.
Right.
The problem
So they
is
just cut away from the fight.
yeah,
and then show
yeah.
Some, show
The
some plot
problem
development
is in
and
the
then come back to
original
the
run,
fight.
it was catching up to the manga too fast, so they put a lot of fillers. There's a version of it called Kai, which is really slimmed down. It's still a bit long, but it's cut down a lot, and
Right.
it it's all revamped. Like the voice acting is done a lot better as well.
So it's kind of like pick your flavor. Do you want the short version or the long version?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
This is the short version, 200 episodes.
Yeah, no, I remember watching that fight on TV, man. I was like, holy shit, like this is dragging on. Even like I was still enjoying some parts of it, but like certain things, I'm like, I don't care. This is not, it's filler. I don't need to see this. I need to see how the fight concludes.
So yeah, that's some of it. That's why I didn't finish it like as well. I watched I watched like the OG one, the first one before
Yeah.
even Z. So even the whole Z memes, I kind of got even like the somewhat of the story I got to it because after I was watching was it Team 4 Star?
Yeah,
They do Abridged and they do it's such
it's
a
a
good parody.
parody.
And they did so many episodes, but they were just so good at it, man.
Yeah,
It's just
Yeah.
like the way they dubbed the thing and the way they scripted the comedy, right? So we abridged, like you take source material and you put your own voices and effects and everything, but you cut it in a way that suits you, so you can lip sync your own things, and they did it so fucking funny.
As well, like the point I was saying that I also believe just the story ended with Z in the 90s, because even the fights before, the good part wasn't just the fight. It was sort of the build up to it and how it was going to get there and why it needed to happen.
Yeah.
Now the fights are there just again for entertainment. Like there's no weight to it. Like
it feels a bit like these fighting video games where you just smash buttons.
Yeah. In fact, that's part of why it stayed so relevant even after the show ended, because then video games started rising and the video games were really good.
I've played a video game of that show. I think at some point I was at a party and they put out the game on, but like it's effectively you just choose a character, right?
Yeah.
And you just smash whatever fucking button until either one loses. That's, to me, it seems a bit fucking pointless. Like,
I mean, it's fun, like mechanic wise.
But some of them, you can smash the button, but they're like, if you know how to play the game, some of them.
Fucking button, like,
but some of them you have to do like combos. It gets really complex. Like while you may, for example, it's not your thing. Some people, they get really fucking good, and like you can smash a button, sure, but like the way they smash their buttons and how they smash them, like
they smashed our buttons a little differently, so they win.
But like I seen a video of like two guys playing like I think maybe a Dragon Ball game or something where their techniques, their plans matched up, so they were countering each other. So everything they did, they almost copied, like identical. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they picked the same character, but when they were fighting against each other, they just happened to do the same thing, and they couldn't do any damage to each other.
That was actually in a tournament. That was like a tournament, and you win money.
They have tournaments?
The esports, man.
You win a lot of money with that.
There's this one specific game that, because
I thought this tournament stuff is like more like these first-person shooter games.
But also there's Tekken has been for ages.
Tekken is one, and another one of those. What the fuck is Tekken? Is that like based on an anime or some shit?
No, although there's animes of
anime.
it, no?
Yeah, there's parodies or animes of it, but the thing is, like, it's a video game.
As a game?
It started as a game with its own concept and its own plot.
Yeah.
You know?
It has a plot? I thought, again, it's just like fighting.
It is fighting, but like you have to defeat your father or your master or whatever.
And that's in the original.
The original one. Yeah. So you, like, each fight, you level up to the stronger and stronger and stronger opponent and AI until you reach the boss who you like really want to kill or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was the plot. And I don't know why there is fucking fighting pandas.
even more, the panda, the bear. The bear was the pet of the Mashima, the guy you have to defeat in the first game.
Is that the
if I recall,
that has
I might be wrong.
The like unhinged death animations?
No, that's more Mortal Kombat.
That's Mortal
Kombat.
Another.
Yeah. I get confused with these because they're all the fucking same, man.
Yeah.
These games are all the fucking same.
Actually,
same goddamn game.
The thing is, with some of these games as well, the plot has become secondary now. As long as
what fucking plot?
There is plots in them, like in Mortal
Where's
Kombat.
The plot?
Mortal Kombat has a storyline, but
it does.
Yeah, but it's not
so
great in my opinion. Yeah,
there's a movie now. Yeah.
There's a movie? They made a movie?
It's okay, actually. I watched it. It was okay.
Yeah.
It's an old one, no? Like in the 90s?
No, recently, like a few years ago.
The recent one, yeah. I haven't watched that.
Pretty cool.
What the fuck? I had no idea that these games have
a plot. They have plots. It
was just like an arcade type, like, you know.
In fact, they're trying to do this plot thing.
Fucking kill the other guy.
They're trying to do this plot thing in everything, even in racing games. Like Formula 1 games, since they got bought by EA, they're trying to put a plot in it.
What kind of fucking plot you gonna put in Formula 1 games? Isn't it literally just
for
racing?
example, in the 2021 one, it was a new young rookie that came into the sport, and with a new team, like you make your own team, basically. Or, no, sorry. You choose a team that you want to be, and him against like an older guy that was like at the end of his career, and like the tensions between the drama and the races that they have between them, and you have to win some challenges for it to make sense for the story.
Yeah,
it's a bit convoluted.
Also, Need for Speed. Yeah. Need for Speed had a lot of plot. I remember playing it even underground.
But that's a bit different because that's more of an open world type game.
Yeah.
Like that's
Anyway.
an open world time game where you can like go around and you can kind of like follow the story and like kind of decide where the story goes. In
I
a
mean,
way.
you have to
Like that I can understand, but
you
then
have to think of
these
it this
fighting
way.
games or even just like Formula 1 games where
Right.
literally all you do is like one track after the other. You just fucking race.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you have
I
to
didn't know
think.
that they actually try to put a story in those.
I think what you're confusing is that when you're doing something in the game, you think that's changing the story. It's more like there's a movie, and then there's sections where you have to interact to progress through that movie.
Mhm.
Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
That's how it works. Even
Reminds-
with fighting games,
remind-
that's how it is.
Okay.
Reminds me of a video game by I keep on forgetting his name. That's Stranding, where it's basically like it's like you call it a walking simulator because it is almost like a walking simulator. But the thing
Ah.
is, it's like all cutscenes and different actors. Matt Mikkelsen is in there as well. It's like he put like all the a lot of big actors in it, like the actor from the fucking guy from the zombie movie. Forgot his name.
What zombie movie?
From The Walking Dead. This guy.
Yeah.
Basically, they dubbed it. It's like a long cutscene with sometimes you have to play because it's all
Right.
cutscenes, you know. Anyway,
It's basically just a movie where occasionally you're
Yeah.
allowed to
Yeah.
take some control and walk
Yeah.
around.
so
It-
I
once-
guess.
so apparently Dragon Ball till now, these are rough numbers, has sold around 260 million copies of its manga.
Jesus.
Of the
That's-
book, like the
the-
comic book.
Of the comics, yeah,
Holy
of the
shit.
mangas.
That's
No.
insane.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
is
even
a
know it
lot.
was that much.
Here's the thing. Now there is before in 2000s there was something that we called the big three, the
Yeah.
big three shonen. One of them was Naruto, One Piece, and what was the other one?
Bleach.
Yeah, those were like the big three kind of shonen, were weekly episodes and stuff. Now Naruto is the ninjas guy with the shitty sun. Anyway, I mean that's for afterward. Bleach recently continued. It stopped for a long time.
Which one? I think I know what Naruto is. Is the guy in the like orange
Yeah.
jumpsuit, right?
Hey, it's
Yeah.
me, Naruto.
and
I want
One
ramen.
Piece,
But
and One
the
Piece that we
Bleach
discussed.
is which one?
It's the guy with orange hair. It's about well, the premise is that he got dragged down into like a underworld, so society where you can detach your ghost from your body,
Mhm.
and there is a whole different world where there's monsters and ghosts, and he kind of has to defend because sometimes some ghosts become monsters and they become bad and they start to attack living things, and
I don't think I've seen anything from that
yeah,
one.
that one is a little bit of, I wouldn't say an underdog, but I would say not as big as the other two.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Like
with
Naruto
sales-
is one of those that you hear about. Like you
Yeah.
hear about it, you see like you've seen the character before, but
Yeah.
the Bleach one I don't think I've
the
ever
Bleach
seen
one,
anything.
I mean, the character design is pretty generic in my opinion. Bleach, it wasn't as flashy as the other ones, but it was okay, memorable. You know, it had quite okay character writing.
There's
except-
an
except the
interesting fucking
orange
thing
hair.
that I had seen recently that was that for some reason like if you see these like anime characters, they don't look Japanese. They don't look Japanese.
Some of them, yeah.
So
Yeah.
there was an interesting video that I had seen that kind of explained that the way they design characters is actually based off of animals.
Of cats.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
make
of
them look
cats,
like
yeah.
cats. That is interesting. Why
Furries?
cats?
Fucking
well,
furry.
well, it
Why cat?
depends.
I mean, if it's
I
a
think,
Japanese
I
show,
think-
I would assume that
Yeah.
they would try to
I think-
reference.
yeah, I think
Japanese
that's a
people.
bit misinformed in the sense that a lot of them are, but not all of them. Like when you look at Dragon Ball characters, they don't look like cats at all. Or when you look even at, I'm sorry, the Bleach characters, some of them you could see because of the eyes, the way they're drawn, and how they're big, and like even the face. And in fact, they also do like sometimes like for comedic purposes, like a part where, you know, like the :3 when you write a message like :3 and it looks like a cat mouth.
Yeah.
They sort of do that like in comedic scenes.
Right.
But for example, Dragon Ball specifically, and because it's the one I'm thinking of.
They do
I
the
don't-
axe on the face.
Sorry.
They did the axes on the face, like
Yeah.
the eyes, no?
Yeah,
At first,
yeah. And,
like South Park. That
I don't
or
know.
something.
It didn't feel like it's based off of that at all. Even though
Mhm.
Akira
But
Toriyama
what
had
is
cats.
it these ones that you're mentioning? So there's Naruto, Dragon Ball, and the other one. Is
Mm.
there
the big three.
also? Yeah, because generally when it comes to these the Japanese animations, they all seem like they're designed to look very cute. Like everything else
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
Japan, everything, they
Um,
have this obsession with
but-
cuteness.
Yeah.
But that one you're referring to more kind of modern ones ish, because if you look at Naruto, if you look at Bleach. If you look at
This is my
even-
question. Are they also this is kind of whole because from what you're explaining, the story is reasonably fucking dark
Yeah,
and serious.
but some of the
like
no
so
no
wha-
Ble-
how does that then
Bleach art
is
style is not cutesy.
combined with the cuteness and the obsession of cuteness that there seems to be coming out of Japan?
But that depending on the source material. Like this is quite dark one. Then they adapt depending on how the manga art style is. Bleach, for example, the art style it's quite darkish. I'd say it's not very cutesy, right? If you look
Yeah.
at Naruto, it's not really very. There is not cutesy at all. It's very realistic actually. Like the way they do the faces somewhat. If you look at like One Piece, I would say the more of a cartoony, right?
Yeah.
But it's nothing cutesy. But if we're talking about just cutesy, recently it's because this whole genre of cuteness. It's only like past 10 years it really surged with that
Yeah.
because these are like 2000s, right? But the whole cuteness, the whole eyes, it's really been going crazy.
Yeah.
So
especially
this is a
like-
recent development.
Like I can think of.
Something like 50-50. Before they were very small, but now it's just skyrocketing. They have to make the big eyes and the whole stereotype.
Yeah.
Before there was a stereotype because very few anime had it, so they used it as a joke. And now almost every single one has it, and
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I thought that was always a thing that was around from the beginning.
So I wanted to mention that. So as well, sales copy compared to like Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball sold 206 million, right? Naruto sold just under that, which is 250 million.
Damn. That's also a lot.
Bleach sold 130 million, so that's quite a bit. And One Piece, 516 million.
Yeah. But that makes sense
So
because there's
1,000
so
chapters.
many
Holy
chapters.
shit!
That's
Yeah,
a lot
that
of
makes sense.
copies.
There's so
That's
many
a lot of
chapters.
copies. God
Yeah.
damn.
It caught up to Dragon Ball, if I recall, back in 2008.
Mm.
Like so, and now it kept on going up till now, and it's still gonna go for like another 4 years, probably, or 5 years.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
And also, I want to discuss because the thing is, when it comes to anime, especially anime movies, if we're talking Studio Ghibli, the ones that did Princess Mononoke, Spirited Away, you probably heard of House Moving Castle about a castle moving.
No,
Normie.
Yes, I've
I thought
seen
so.
that.
This is so. There's anime films like cinematic releases
Yes,
of
exactly.
anime films.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
Cinema
that.
and everything.
I thought
No.
there was just TV shows.
No,
Yeah, but the
man.
movies are usually big ones. Now, for a long time, the biggest one was Spirited Away, which is done by Studio Ghibli, by Miyazaki, right?
You've never heard of Studio Ghibli?
No.
They make such good movies, man. Like visually.
Again, like I'm not really that much into animation.
I know, but I thought
even
maybe-
Western animations
yeah.
I generally don't watch.
No, but I thought maybe this would be the one that you would know because like the way they do the movies is so cinematic, and I don't know how to
There's,
explain
I
it.
had
but
seen
even-
at one point. I had seen once that was like the classic like anime sort of style cartoon, like
Mm.
almost hand drawn
Yeah,
to some degree, but it was so fucking detailed.
yeah.
Like with the lights drawn in and like lights painted in and shit
Yeah.
like that.
Redline?
That it looked like it looked
Oh, it could be
impressive. It was
Redline.
impressive.
Was it about cars and shit?
No, it
Uh.
was like I don't know. It was a scene of like a girl in the rain, and there was like just the detail of the animation
Not
was
Akira,
impressive.
right?
It's
I-
really impressive.
I think I know.
This is something that I may be interested in watching if like
Yeah.
the story is good and it's not like with the fucking squeaky voices.
this one.
Maybe, but yeah, like that to me, that doesn't look like a cartoon. That looks like a hand drawn like cinematic piece, which is like that is something I would watch.
What you mean?
But I don't know. I don't know any of the movies that are like that. You'd have to like give me a
Yeah.
list of them, and then I'll go.
Yeah,
What are you referring to, this
again, your problem. What might turn you off though is
Yeah. This is something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
what
Like
my
the detail in that is
Yeah, the
insane.
garden. This is garden of words. Fucking hell, man. The
again,
budget.
but then you have to see how you feel about the voice acting because
Yeah,
like,
the,
even in the best ones, it might not appeal to you.
I just don't like it when they're so fucking squeaky.
Yeah, Studio
I guess I
Ghibli
don't
has
like-
a bit of those sometimes. Not
But-
all, not in all
So-
of them though.
So for the longest time, the highest grossing anime movie was Spirited Away by Studio Ghibli.
Yeah,
That has made in the box office $395 million.
damn.
And second of that was an anime called Your Name, which
that one,
grossed at 382 million.
How much does it take? Like, what's the
Uh-huh.
budget of
Yeah.
the production of an
Ho-
anime
but,
movie?
but 1 second. So
Yeah.
recently, it was beaten by an anime movie called Demon Slayer because it had 4 seasons, I think 3 seasons, and this movie is the finale, kind of to put everything together.
Oh,
And it grossed at 507 million.
Jesus. And how much is the budget? Yeah,
Yeah,
of
how
these?
much?
'Cause I
How
don't
much
know.
Demon Slayer
does
budget?
it cost?
Let's say Demon Slayer. I didn't even know there was like a movie. I thought it was all seasonal, that one and episode.
I assume it
That's
could
the
be.
budget?
It could be cheaper to produce an animated show like anime than it is to produce a live action show.
Definitely.
But this is the movie.
First of all,
The
even
profit numbers seem to be pretty fucking similar to actual like blockbuster cinematic releases.
because the thing is, I think it might be a lot more profitable actually.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm thinking.
Because even think of it this way. They, voice actors, especially if they made it in Japan and it's
Yeah.
budget in Japan, I don't think they're getting paid as much
Okay, guys.
as an actual actor, that
Uh,
goes.
Okay, guys. So I screwed up. The movie is not the finale. The finale is coming out, I think, this year or next year, which is gonna probably gross even more because it puts everything together. The movie that I was talking about, the one that grossed at 507 million, was actually a movie after the second season. It is reintroduces you new characters and stuff like that, which is I
Right.
don't know what the budget for that
There's
movie.
a TV show that was done, and then they made a movie to kind of like
There was-
close that
there was
season of the
manga.
TV show.
There was manga that's got really big. Then they made the first season, right?
Yep.
Then they made the second season,
Mm-hmm.
and then they made the movie, this one, which grossed at 507 million. And now we have a season or so, and now it's gonna be the final movie that puts the final chapter of the manga
Oh
together.
yeah, by the
Mm.
way, when you say 507 million, that's in dollars, US
Yes.
dollars. Okay.
So you know what was the budget for the movie?
Shit,
15 million.
that's
Damn.
that's some fucking profit.
Yeah, that's a
God
lot.
damn,
Yeah, that's a lot.
that's a
You
profitable.
also have to keep in mind that animators in Japan are not
I think
worked in
probably-
fairly.
Yeah, no shit, but like I think cost of labor in Japan is probably cheaper
Yeah.
across the board. Like if you
Yeah.
compare to Hollywood,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Hollywood has to overpay for a
Yeah.
bunch of actors just
Yeah,
because
yeah.
big names.
507
Maybe they
million
don't have to in Japan.
US dollars, yeah, in 2020. Damn, man.
That's
Damn.
insane. That's a fucking profit right there. I
8.2
don't think,
rating as well.
if you look at the percent, like if you look at profit, like money earned, like in terms of how many times that movie made its budget back, this is probably gonna be like among the highest,
Yeah.
right? Because
Pretty
like if
much.
you look at the what was the biggest one recently, like the Avatar or some shit like that,
Yeah.
that shit cost a lot of money to produce.
And
Yeah.
So
still
like
make
it
a lot of
maybe
money.
made 10 times its money
Yeah.
or 20 times its money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is more.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a lot more than
Yeah.
20. That's more than 20x return. That's like a 50 or 70x return.
Also, let's not forget that they also had merchandise. They had everything. They have figures that are cost expensive, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
and
and
that-
this is just box office, right?
Yeah, this is box office.
Holy
But
shit.
here's the thing,
Yeah.
right? Let's not forget, like the because that's the whole meme about that studio. I think I forgot the studio. Was it Map or Madhouse? Doesn't matter. But this, well, it does. But this studio got really famous for like not torturing their staff because they sleep in the office, work non-stop. I can show you a scene after this, like a clip, right, of the last season. It's insane, man. How you can even animate that? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but isn't that like the work culture in Japan kind of?
Yeah, as well.
Yeah.
That
I
Unfortunately.
mean, it's a cultural thing, right? Like they work themselves to fucking an early grave because there's the dedication of like, oh, sleeping at your desk, not eating, just work,
Yeah.
work. That's a cultural thing, no?
Yeah, like in West, it's like if you say overtime, right? They're like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Get out of here!" You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
But like in there, man, you're supposed to like. The thing is, in
Isn't
Japan,
there like a good like I somebody had told me at one point that like it's not frowned upon if you to catch you sleeping at your desk because it means that you've worked so hard that like you fell asleep because you're exhausted and they see it as a good thing. Is that a fucking thing? Or is that bullshit?
they say
That
that,
sounds like it's a thing.
unless you fall asleep
Fucking
during
hell.
your unpaid overtime, maybe it's a good thing, you know.
Holy shit.
But the thing is, like in Japan, the work culture is so toxic and so bad. It's like if you get fired from one job, you will never be able to find another one because each of
Right.
these companies, you know, they're like, oh, why did you quit? Because there, after you graduate your university or whatever, once you go to a job, you're supposed to stay there for at least over 10 years, if you or so. I could be talking out of
So
my ass.
job
like-
hopping is not a thing in Japan?
Nope. You're
Oh,
supposed to dedicate your soul to the corporation. And that's it.
That's hell yeah, capitalism.
And the thing is like, right, so I've been reading that that's why the population is going down because you don't have time to meet with your wife or even like who the fuck wants to reproduce after
Yeah,
being 12 hours.
In fact, that produces a lot of infidelity.
Yeah,
in Japan.
that would make sense.
Yeah.
But the
That would
thing
make
is as
sense.
well that in there, so once let's say you finish your shift 5 p.m. and everyone's still on working, like what the fuck is going on? So if you go home, they're gonna shit talk about you, could be bullying, and then
It-
the boss tell you like, oh, you're not putting enough time.
If I recall, in some places it's frowned upon if you're not the last one there. Like if you leave before others, you're frowned upon.
Yeah, and also you're supposed to go
Holy shit.
drinking.
Yeah,
very often.
This is another thing that I've seen, like fucking like pictures of people in suits just being completely fucking hammered.
Yeah, because their boss like said we're going drinking now, and you're supposed to go. And here's the thing: it's not company's money; you have to pay for the drinks as well most of the time. Where they do like I think what they do is everyone pitches in money and they have a budget of, everyone puts like a 50 euro together, and this is the budget for tonight, for example.
Right.
Mm.
And then they go drinking. I mean, like, if you're depressed like that, you work that much, like it's bound to make you an alcoholic. I think.
Weekdays as well. Like then you have to catch the train at like 12, go home, sleep, wake up at 6 a.m., go to work.
That sounds depressing as
That-
shit.
that's-
yeah.
Do they have a high rate of unaliving themselves?
Yeah,
In
apparently
Japan?
didn't they have a they have an unalive forest.
Oh
Literally
yeah,
called
shit,
the
they
unalive
do. I remember
forest.
that.
Logan Paul,
Who?
I remember that being a fucking thing.
allegedly.
Yeah, but that's a bit. That's a bit of a fucking that's a bit of a problematic piece of the culture there, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's hard because they're doing everything now. They're like like there was the news as well. Like they're like, oh, you have to buy more alcohol. They're making cheaper because when you drink more alcohol, you party, so you screw or whatever. And then they do this like this amusement. I forgot what it was, but they keep on doing something, but that so they will literally instead of solving the core issue, they will slap something on top of it. Because like I don't know, in reality probably it could be, in my honest opinion, that the country is controlled by corporations.
Yeah.
If you tell the corporations and you put workers' rights, even though they already have it, if you actually put it there and enforce it, right, then the corporations, are gonna have good connections and are gonna like it, and good luck getting into politics with no funding.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
how that's pretty much what I think that's there behind the scene. It's like if you're what the hell, mute your phone.
Yeah.
What the hell with your phone?
What the hell? The Japanese government's going. They're listening.
Japanese government's calling. Oh no. Allegedly, we didn't say
Allegedly.
shit. Japan is wonderful.
I said allegedly, guys. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Do you?
Allegedly, he
Has
said
Japan
allegedly.
always been like this in terms of like the work ethic and the? I mean, it seems like they produce a bunch of unhinged shit when
Yeah,
it comes to like their entertainment. Do you think that is in any way, shape, or form related to the insane work ethic they have that maybe it drives people insane? And then they'll come up with some insane shit.
A lot of problems. Number one
deal
is
with it?
their population drop is because the work, what they're doing to them. That's
Right.
it. Foreigners has the luxury of hopping, or like if you work for a corporation, you can fuck off, and they're like, oh, it's a foreigner, it's expected of him. He doesn't know our culture, so you get what you have a foreigner green card, so to speak. That because you're
Yeah.
a foreigner, you can
Right, yeah.
can kinda
I
get away
heard
with
that
all
they're
the shit.
really racist though in Japan. Like if you're a foreigner, like they would have like clubs that are Japanese only, and if you're
Yeah.
not Japanese, they won't let you in.
Yeah.
And like
mean-
it's commonly accepted over there that it's just normal for them to be racist.
Some
against
some
foreigners.
areas are like
basically.
that because mainly the reason it's like that is because I think over 90%, 99%, wasn't it? Like only like 1%, 2% speak English. And imagine like a group of foreigners coming into your small bar or whatever on the corner. The confusion, you cannot understand, and they don't have money to pay because you don't accept cards, because apparently they don't accept the cards in a lot of places.
Right.
And if it is not against the law, you can just put no foreigners and solve that problem.
That's true. That's
'Cause,
true.
yeah.
You save yourself a bunch of hassle.
But like they say that there is some sort like not they say, but there is some sort of like xenophobia or racism, but at least they're not as open about it as in our country.
yeah, well, yeah, but
Have you went to an ironmonger in our country? You know how fucking annoying it
No,
gets.
I've been there. Yeah,
Like
I
some
know.
fucking guy who doesn't know how to like read, it like comes up to you, like it's like look, I like a buddy of mine told me an experience that he had here. It's like plain up laughing in his face, like what are you doing here, like
I've had those experiences.
Anyway.
Partially as
I am
well.
for reference, I'm a foreigner in the country that I'm living in, and yes, it is
Partially as well.
blatantly
it's,
racist.
It's because foreigners, especially tourists, don't respect, for example,
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
boundaries of the culture, and they just do stuff. And in fact, they've closed some areas that
Yeah.
no foreigners can go
In-
there, or tourists.
In Kyoto,
I
I think
forgot
it's
which one.
in Kyoto,
I mean,
which
it
is very
makes sense to some degree if people. I mean, because like there again that the YouTube guy, the what's
Logan
his
Paul.
name? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Makes sense. It makes sense. You don't
But-
want a guy like that coming to your country and just
In-
being completely disrespectful to anything and everything
Yeah.
around
There
you.
is an area in Japan, in Kyoto. Kyoto was the old capital. And basically, there are geishas. They still walk, I think geishas or like whatever. They still walk in those kimonos,
Gay.
like very like painted face and everything.
Yeah.
And there is number one rule: no touching anyone, no pictures as well without permission. And a lot of people were just literally approaching, touching, pulling, or like trying to get a selfie. And they banned now all foreigners from that area. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're being racist. Like you're not following the rules." You know that I can understand.
I
But
can
good job, you
understand.
fucked it
That's
up.
like- yeah, no, I can understand that. I can respect
Americans.
that. That's
American. There was like a
fine.
video of an old woman just like going up into her face and taking like this, and she's trying not to, and she's like pulling her and taking the face. It's ridiculous, man.
Holy shit!
But
like
this
talk,
is just people being
Yeah.
generally disrespectful.
yeah, you know, it's weird because,
Yeah,
for
man.
example, when I travel, I haven't traveled to Asia yet, but when I travel, I've never seen these sort of things happening. Where, I mean, I've seen some disrespectful things, but not to the point where you're like doing everything you can to take a photo of a person. Like, damn.
Oh, I think there's like blatant disrespect towards
Yeah.
different cultures, and it may be more of an American thing. Because generally, like if you go travel with Americans, they're not
Yeah.
going to necessarily respect.
Yeah.
I mean, not all, but there are a few that generally
What
don't
the
tend to
hell?
respect the things that maybe are done in other countries.
Yeah. What the hell, man?
What is this? Yeah, Americans.
Oh,
No.
actually, she's German. Anyway, guys, yeah, we're gonna conclude. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. We went a little bit all over the place towards
It was
towards the end, but
educational to me
Yeah.
because now I may be inclined to go
If
watch
it-
an anime.
even to me as well. Like
You should
like
watch
today.
Studio Ghibli.
Yeah,
Their stuff they do is good.
Nah, I might give that one
Or-
a try.
or you should watch one, but like the highest grossing one, Demon Slayer. You know, really good, good stuff.
is
I don't
it
think I'm
good?
gonna
Yes,
watch a
it's
TV
really good.
show because no.
Huh?
I'm not gonna watch a TV show. But like those movies,
Skill issue?
Skill. I got
Skill
shit to
issue.
do. I don't have time.
Bro,
Yeah,
Oh,
bro has time for
barbecue.
movies.
bro barbecues the whole day, drinks beer the whole day. I got shit to do, man.
Yeah, barbecuing and drinking beer is shit to do.
But you watch movies, like you could just, instead of watching a movie, you could just watch like an episode, which is shorter too.
Yeah, but I'd like to. You know, if I watch a movie, I can enjoy a whole story like being concluded within 2 hours.
Yeah, you will be concluded
Instead of like
within-
fucking an
within a bit
episode and
more
then
hours.
a fucking cliffhanger at the end, and it's like,
Right.
oh, then I have to wait 2 weeks until I watch the next episode.
Remember, at least it's not 450 hours.
Yeah, see, like I'm not doing that. I'm not.
I didn't even the anime. I didn't watch everything, but I do read the manga every now and then. Every time, like every few weeks, I'm like, okay, I can catch up now.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
guys,
should
well,
do.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to send him as much hate mail as you can. And anyway,
Hell
I'm gonna
yeah.
slice his tire. What? Wow, average, the most sane weeb, right?
Yes.
Because goddamn, there were stories, there were horror stories. Anyway, maybe for the next episode, because anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care. See you.
See you. Thanks for watching the video.
If you enjoy the content, consider liking the video.
Subscribe and hit that notification bell below.
Help us sustain our alcohol addiction. For every like we get on this video, we're going to take one shot and record it on video. And you can see that exclusive content on Patreon.
I ended up in the hospital last year.